Are you looking for the best gaming phones? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best gaming phones on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Asus ROG Phone 8 Pro. Asus has made some of the best gaming phones for years now, and while the ROG Phone 8 Pro is no exception, it's changed the formula slightly to produce a more well-rounded flagship. While we think that detracts from some of what made the company's ROG lineup unique, it still has some strong hardware and software features that will appeal to gamers without painting them into too much of a corner in other areas. For starters, you get Asus gaming-flavored Android 14 Plus Armoury Crate to launch your games and manage settings and performance for each one. The ROG Phone 8 Pro also still features ultrasonic air triggers for in-game control, plus the ability to power the device without charging so that you won't need to worry about excessive heat putting a strain on your battery during demanding gaming sessions. Plus, if you opt for the 1TB configuration, Asus throws in its AeroActive Cooler X. A second USB-C port on the long edge also lets you avoid having a cable awkwardly sticking out the side while gaming. Nevertheless, the ROG Phone 8 Pro isn't all sunshine and roses. We found Asus' decision to put a hole in the screen somewhat off-putting for a phone that's supposed to let you immerse yourself in your games. This was a necessary compromise for Asus to get an edge-to-edge screen without eliminating the front-facing camera entirely, but we think some would have preferred to see Asus stick with the bezels of the ROG Phone 7 Ultimate. It's worth noting that Armoury Crate can help you dial that out by pillar boxing your games, which effectively adds the bezels back virtually, so it's not a problem that's going to bother everyone. Number 2. Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Although it's not the first smartphone that comes to mind when you think of gaming phones, Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra should be the go-to choice for folks who want a premium smartphone that's great at just about everything. The Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip is Samsung's bespoke for Galaxy version, which gives it a performance edge over other similarly equipped smartphones. It also continues to have the best display you'll find on any smartphone today, since Samsung makes its own AMOLED panels and naturally reserves the best of those for its own phones. What you'll arguably be missing on the Galaxy S24 Ultra compared to more dedicated gaming phones are special controls and gaming optimization modes, but with Qualcomm's top-tier silicon having long passed the point of diminishing returns, many of these special modes aren't that necessary anymore. The Galaxy S24 Ultra doesn't need to do anything special to handle the latest games at maximum settings, it just does it flawlessly without skipping a beat. You can also pair up just about any game controller, so the lack of gaming buttons shouldn't really be a deal breaker. Number 3. OnePlus 12. The OnePlus 12 packs in Qualcomm's leading-edge Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip for top-notch gaming performance, along with an excellent and insanely bright screen and an impressive Hasselblad-tuned camera system. Yet it still manages to deliver incredible battery life and ultra-fast charging. The OnePlus 12 is another versatile smartphone that's ready to tackle everything from the latest games to your daily productivity, photography, and social media needs. Like the other most powerful phones on this list, you're getting the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip that will let you slice through the most demanding games with aplomb. The OnePlus 12 pairs this with an incredibly bright 4500 nit LTPO AMOLED display that sports a 120Hz refresh rate and all the usual HDR modes. This means your games will look great, even when playing outside on bright days, but OnePlus has another trick up its sleeve with 2160Hz pulse width modulation, PWM, dimming. That's an order of magnitude better than other smartphones, which tend to peak just under 500Hz, and could make this the phone to buy if you get eye strain or headaches from long gaming sessions. You can also get the OnePlus 12 in configurations of up to 512GB of storage and 16GB of RAM, which should offer plenty of headroom for gaming, and we found that it handled everything we threw at it without stuttering or slowing down in the slightest. OnePlus also has its Trinity engine in play here to give it an extra boost by optimizing performance and power requirements. The result isn't necessarily faster gaming, but it definitely reduces the load on the battery and, more importantly, keeps things running cool. Number 4. Asus Zenfone 11 Ultra. The Asus Zenfone 11 Ultra is practically identical to its gamer sibling, the ROG Phone 8 Pro. What sets it apart from its gamer-oriented counterpart is the design and more minimalist take on the user interface. The Zenfone 11 Ultra is nearly stock Android, featuring a few additional features from Asus that offer the whole package and is still relatively compact form factor. The phone sports a large 6.78-inch LTPO AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate that can reach 144Hz while gaming, providing an even better and more responsive experience. Browsing the web, social media apps, and chatting with friends is a breeze, and the colors and brightness look good, whether you're indoors or outside in the sun. The performance is excellent too, thanks to its Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset and 12GB of memory. All graphics-intensive games run without a hitch, and they can sustain demanding games for long sessions without throttling or heating up. There are also a few additional gamer-focused settings, helping users add crosshair and set up some macros for a more elevated gaming experience. Number 5. OnePlus Open. Even the largest phablet phones can't compete with a foldable when it comes to screen real estate, and last year, OnePlus surprised us by hitting a home run with its first foldable, the OnePlus Open. It's changed the game by bringing a much-needed new entry into the space, and while there's always room for improvement, OnePlus got a lot of things right here. Even Oxygen OS, although still in need of some polish, has nailed the important aspect of navigating through the multitasking needs of a foldable. What makes the OnePlus Open an ideal foldable for gaming is not only the expansive 7.82-inch AMOLED screen, but also the fact that OnePlus has managed to work a near miracle by hiding the crease as much as possible. It's the least obtrusive of any book-like foldable we've used, and definitely won't distract from your gaming experience. Naturally, you get a 120Hz refresh rate, and it's also plenty bright at a 2800 nit peak level. Plus, if you feel like keeping it closed while you play, the outer 6.3-inch display has the same refresh rate and brightness with an aspect ratio that works so well that you could almost forget you're using a foldable. Combine all that with an excellent camera system by foldable standards, at least including OnePlus signature Hasselblad tuning, plus battery life to spare, and the OnePlus Open is the clear gaming winner if you want the biggest screen possible on a smartphone.